Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it begins in 3, 2, 1.
Horde side.
You're listening to The Instance.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Instance. This is The Instance, episode 370 for Friday, June 6th, 2014. I'm Scott Johnson, joined today by a full house, unlike last week, where it was just me. I apologize to all the boomkins.
I thought you shelved it.
No,
I honestly did.
I know you did.
I was finished with about 40 minutes to go. Could have joined you.
Oh, great.
And didn't even know. And then it was only when we got emails through talking about last week's show, I was like, what?
What happened? Yeah, I know. And they were all pretty genuine. Everyone was very nice, but I made a lot of statements about boomkins that were ridiculously wrong.
And no one was here to tell you different.
No. I'm not sure any of us would have known. They were mysterious.
You know what I gotta say? I don't play a boomkin, so I would have been like, yeah, the owl guy. He probably does what you're thinking.
Yeah. He's the one that dances like Chris Farley, right?
It's about moonfire.
But apparently, I thought I was describing some mechanics that were brand spanking new in 6.0 that have been there forever and just didn't know. So anyway,
okay.
You're a mysterious bunch. I don't know you very well. That's the way it works. Also, so it's Terpster and it's Dills. Hello, welcome.
Yes.
Yep.
Here we are.
We're all here.
That's what we call ourselves.
Yeah, we do. It's all about two things this week. It's about the World of Warcraft Warlords of Draenor or Draenor or however you're saying it alpha, and it's also about that final episode of the Azeroth Choppers deal, which we'll get to soon.
They managed to make it 10 whole minutes.
They kind of did.
With about 4 minutes of stuff.
2 extra minutes compared to the previous episodes. I still state for the record, I'll say this up front before we get to it in the news, but I think if you're pound for pound, the episode to watch, or the episode that gave me the most satisfaction, was the one just prior to this, where they're finishing the bikes. Yeah,
where they're finishing the bikes. That was pretty much all about the bikes. It was great.
Yeah, that was the only time we really got all about the bikes.
I think 6 and 7 were pretty cool though, because didn't 6 they showed some more behind the scenes stuff.
Oh yeah, and that Blizzard things. Yeah, they were showing how they made the Sky Golem and stuff.
Yeah, the Sky Golem stuff was cool.
Yeah. So
and it wasn't a one-sided vote at all.
No. I mean, well, I have things
to say. It
wasn't
a massive one-sided landslide victory.
I have things to say about that graphic they were using.
Oh my God, yeah. What the hell was that?
That was a way of saying.
We'll talk about it.
It's no way that thing was accurate. Anyway, we'll get to that all in a minute. We got to bust in here with this though. We got a little segment here.
Stick to the subject. God damn it.
Macaulay Culkin in the news. I don't know if you guys have been following this the last couple of weeks.
I mean, I have it set on my app to alert me when Macaulay Culkin news happens.
I have a Google News alert as well.
Yeah, exactly. Poor Macaulay, man.
Yeah, booed off stage, stormed off with his harmonica 10 minutes into a show the other day.
Sucks.
Yeah.
All he's trying to do is spread the word of how good pizza is, you guys, and everyone's just going to boo him off.
They booed him.
Justin Bieber put out a video of him singing the N-word over and over again, and no one seems to bat an eye. But Macaulay Culkin gets booed off the stage.
Right.
All right.
We got to get behind our guy. They booed him off, Terpster. They didn't like what they were hearing. It wasn't good. It was bad, in fact. It was terrible. And I heard some of it, and they're not good. It's real dumb what they're doing.
It's fine.
It's fine. You know what? People should be able to do what they want to do.
Why are you
what
there?
We don't know is there's some 2 criminals are trying to steal all of the music.
Yeah.
And so Macaulay Culkin is using his music as a makeshift booby trap to capture said music thieves.
That's the thing. When you boot him off stage, that was actually perfectly in line with his plan. It was planned the whole time.
All right.
Home Forever Alone is his new. It's the sequel, and it basically involves an old out of work Kevin who's going to stop music piracy by making music so bad everyone just gives up on music.
What you want to do is when he screws up, when the band is being booed and he has to stop his harmonica solo mid run right there, he needs to slap his face with both hands, look shocked, and then walk off the stage. You got to go back to your roots, man. Yeah. Come on, Kevin. Anyway, that's all we got in the McCulkin news. But
he was pelted with beer, which is
yeah.
Just rude, you
guys.
That's
bad. That's some old. What do you call? What was it? What was that called?
Stuff.
Yeah, big time. Like the old. What's that called? Where all the old people used to get on stage. It was a thing before TV and movies. He called it. No, it had a name. It was a kind of.
The old people would get on stage.
Hold on.
I'm surprised that this ended at some point.
Chat room are gonna know this. Not okay. Roadhouse. Not Roadhouse.
Roadhouse is definitely. That's what it is.
It's a thing. It's you'd say vaudeville. It's like a vaudeville act.
Okay, all right.
Jeez, that took me forever. And Steve Zirk, for the record, I said it before he typed it. Anyway, so that's done. Bikes are finished. People are voted. We'll talk about that later. And then I played a whole bunch of WildStar and the alpha. I'll talk about the alpha here in a minute.
Yep.
But I bought and played WildStar pretty heavily.
I was part of the countdown to launch.
Oh, were you now? How'd that go for you?
So it was okay. I just played for I think like an hour, 3 hours. 3 hours I did on like one of the days leading up to it.
Yeah.
And it's good fun. Got to play with the devs. Went through the starting experience. Yeah, it was all right.
I really had fun. I'm surprised how much fun I'm having. I'm not. This is in no way me saying, "Hey, this is my WoW replacement." It's not. It's not that. But it's as close as anyone's come, and that says a lot because I've played every MMO with the exception of ESO. I haven't played since the beta, but every MMO that has come out. Almost before and after WoW. I played a lot of Dark Age and some EverQuest and all that. I even played Anarchy Online back in the day. So
Matrix Online represent.
Yeah, I even played that a little bit. I played Star Trek Online, all the Heroes game, the City of Heroes, and the other one, whatever it was called. That's so memorable that one was. I guess I played DC.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah, DC Universe. I played, of course, Tor. I mean, all these games that were these supposed sort of WoW killers, aka competition for WoW or whatever. I played them all. And none of them have held me like this one's holding me. And I'm really surprised by that. I kind of didn't expect it. I thought, this will be...
the blue stuff on the ground, right? It's the aiming. That's what it's got to be.
I guess something. I mean, it's something... Actually, here's what I think it is. It's a lot more finished than these games usually are. There's a ton to do. And when you get out of the tutorial zone and you actually hit the world proper... they're fully fleshed out zone and overarching story quests. There are tiny sort of mini quests, side quests all over the place. The secondary
are really good.
They're good.
You're a soldier or an explorer, you actually have tangibly different things to do in the game.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously for WoW, professions are a little bit more secondary, just across the whole board.
Sure.
They're not really a focus.
Just an excuse to make stuff.
I think it's a great game. I honestly do. I think it is it feels very vanilla WoW.
Yeah.
It feels good fun like that. But equally at the same time, I don't think it is like we're saying, it's not a WoW replacement. But for those people out there who maybe want a fresh start at something or fancying something a little bit more challenging, it's meant to be geared towards more hardcore players at the end game.
Yeah, for sure.
I haven't got there, so I wouldn't be able to comment.
Yeah.
But I don't know now.
What's end game right now? What's just level cap?
Level 50.
50.
Oh, okay.
And big time raiding,
but there's
very difficult raids and stuff.
Like that,
It's
difficult raids. Okay.
If you're right about the throwback to vanilla, it very much feels like that in terms of content breadth. But what I'm impressed with is that they actually got it done. Like most of these games ship early and half baked, and they're missing tons of features and content, and then that stuff gets added, and they struggle to do it in a timely way to keep the player base excited for their first month or whatever. And this feels kind of feature complete in many ways, and that took me off guard.
They're not idiots. There's content that's going to come out, I think, on like the 28th day, so that just when your sub's about to run out, you're like, oh nuts! Actually, this is really cool. I want to stick around and play this.
Yeah, it is smart. It is
so
smart.
They're doing everything right, and they've definitely learned from everyone who's gone before them.
Yeah,
and it's like I said, it's a good fun game to play. It's just one of those things that, it's not going to dethrone World of Warcraft. Nothing can.
No.
But hopefully it provides enough competition that Blizzard feels a little bit happier throwing a bit more money and people at WoW to get us more content more regularly. It's only a good thing to have another good MMO out there.
I kind of had a problem when I got into the game, or when I got into the alpha, because I'd been playing a lot of WildStar, and I got into the alpha, and I immediately, two things happened. I got in and went, oh, yeah, ooh, this is going to be good. I got excited, and it was like, yeah. This, yes, been playing WildStar, but man, am I excited about Warlords of Draenor, and it just getting orc foot on ground felt great, and I was stoked, and I'm running around, and it's great. But then a couple of things happened, just habit, right? WildStar has two features that I really like. They're two kind of comfort features, and one of them is click on the quest that's up on your tracker, and a big giant arrow points in the general direction and tells you how many meters you are roughly away from where the thing happens. And I started clicking on quest because I wanted to know which direction to go, and that wasn't doing anything. The other thing they do is they have a sprint button, so you hold down shift like you do in a shooter or something, and that gives you a brief, although later augmentable with skills and things, a brief speed boost that runs out, and then it fills up, and then it runs out again. But anyway, you use it like you would in Call of Duty or whatever, and I've really gotten used to that in WildStar, to the point that I feel like I need it in everything, and I kept hitting shift all the time in WoW, and my dude is not running any faster. So,
well, you have it. You just have to be an engineer.
I guess so. Yeah.
But I mean, it's that sort of thing where they've tried to build in kind of actual, tangible evasion, and rather than WoW, we'd press a button and be immune from damage.
Right.
They have a dodge.
Select a dude.
Or you have a sprint.
Yeah, exactly.
You can double jump.
Dodge like roll to my left and right like every other game?
Yeah, if you double tap, or double, do that, you can dodge in any of the kind of 4 axes. You can only do it twice, and then obviously it recharges. So it's like an additional evasion skill.
That's
but because
pretty much how
they have
Guild Wars did it too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty
they have the telegraphing on the floor, so you'll see a circle where stuff is going to happen. So you have to physically move out of said circle more so than pop an evasive.
Some of those circles are fast.
A high jump, right?
There's a double jump. Yeah. But some of those circles or some of those telegraph stuff on the ground they're very obviously very useful. You know where to go and how to get out of the way. But as you get into this thing, I'm like level 15 or 16 or something, and some of them are so fast that it's hard sometimes to be jumbling out of there. But also, especially if you're not used to it in this kind of game. But also, some of them are so fast that before they're even done with the charge up, I take the damage. I think that's kind of weird, and maybe one of the only quote-unquote bugs I've really run into in the game. I haven't really had too many problems. I had some server queue issues in the beginning, but it's just a nice, clean MMO with a lot of good ideas and a great sense of humor and a very different style, and it feels fresh. And I'm with Terpster in that it's providing much needed, I think, actual competition. And now whether players embrace it or not is a whole other question. But if they can get behind it and try it, I feel like they might find something there, and that'll, obviously it'll drive innovation all around. So good on them. It's good.
I mean, I noticed that on Twitch it's been above World of Warcraft for a while, but of course that's just because it's new at this point. It's not anything that's going to indicate, but at least, I mean, that wasn't the way it was with a lot of other MMOs that have come out. It's been kind of like, hey, and then goodbye.
Yeah, real quick. So, I feel like ESO kind of came and poofed, and
it was gone almost instantaneously. So yeah,
at least out of the public, there are plenty of people playing it, obviously, but it's just not the same.
There's still people playing it. It's just not the game people want to watch and want to,
I feel like WildStar was met with some skepticism, and then now people are being pleasantly surprised. And that's nice for a change, Actually, I think it was one of the first ones, like, because I feel like a lot of the big MMOs, there's just been a ton of excitement about it, and then let down. And this one was, I think people had been like burned one too many times. Yeah. And they were like, okay, I'll wait and I'll see. And now I think I'm hearing a lot of good things. Yeah, so it's not so bad. I haven't played it, and I'm definitely going to, but it kind of convinced me. Like, otherwise I would, like with all the other ones, I'm like, I'll wait for the free trial. I'll wait till it goes free to play. But I guess I'll give this one a go now. Yeah, I do have I forgot I have a 7-day trial. If you want.
You can like invitate. Invitate. You can invite somebody.
I'll send that to you. I have that.
Yeah, I'm out of mana. Someone needs to invitate me.
Yeah, invitate, innervate. So that's it. Alpha. We'll talk about that in the news. And I can't believe. So neither of you got the alpha. I still don't understand why you guys didn't get the alpha.
I don't understand, Scott.
Terpster usually gets everything before we do, though. Almost always.
That's true.
Yeah, what the hell's going on over there? Patrick's in like Italy and not pulling the strings he needs to be pulling. Patrick, what's going on?
Exactly. WTF, Patrick, man. Come on. What the hell? What the hell? But what's it like, Scott? Tell us of your lovely alpha ways.
All right, I'm going to tell you what it's like, but before I tell you, I'm going to play this. Here you go.
Big news of the week.
Big news of the week brought to you by DoghouseSystems.com. And if you heard the show last week, you heard me announce these. We're going to pick it up. Finally got to talk about them. These are actual official Blizzard licensed editions of the Doghouse Systems configurations. All of them are available, and as you can see in this video, if you're watching at home live or on YouTube, that is the side panel for the Horde side.
Horde side.
Here, I better play
Horde side.
Greg again. It's based on Gerp and Henry, which is a thrill for me because this is an actual Blizzard artist.
Is official.
Oh yeah, official. Blizzard artist did it. It looks amazing. The Alliance one is a druid, female druid, both her and her cat form, and it's equally amazing. So
that's quite nice. Who's that based on?
That one's I don't know if they ever said. I think they may have picked that one out of on the armory randomly or something. I'm not sure. But they were real. It was really an interesting experience because they were like, Scott, we want to know everything about Gerp, not just what he looks like, but tell us about him. Send us every screenshot angle you can. Like, this is Blizzard asking for this. Well, they've got all that data they need on me, like the characters in the database.
They know a lot of things about you, Scott. Things that you wish they didn't.
The only thing I wish they would have done is put like a Gerp name tag or a Henry name tag on the tiger or something would have been rad because then
the tiger does look like pretty cinematic and awesome. It might take slightly away from that.
Yeah, if he had hello, my name is Henry. Yeah,
yeah.
But like, I could see like a cool, like a cat collar type of thing with a little, like maybe like a dog tag looking little metal.
That'd be good, yeah. Yeah, if they did like a nice, kind of spiky, because it's Horde. Yeah, they have a spiky collar.
And one of the funny bits here to me is they asked me my favorite and least favorite zone. I told them my favorite zone was Thousand Needles. And my least favorite was what's the jagged one? I always forget.
Blade's Edge. Yeah, they got Blade's Edge, haven't they?
Blade's Edge, and they totally use Blade's Edge in the background, so it's pretty rad.
It was Vagina Schmear. That's not your least favorite. You like that place?
I don't mind Vagina Schmear as much as. It's all right. I got the weird little seahorse I can't use anywhere else.
Deceive me, Scott. Yeah. Are you wearing Dills' primal leggings?
I might be. I might be there, dude. Hold on, let me look.
Dills is wearing his.
Yeah.
If you look actually in the Night Elf one, right in the background, there's a lot of green swirly mist, and actually one of those pixels they shrunk Terps' Sonorous Shield down to just the 1 pixel, so that's in that one as well.
For you, everybody.
So it's nice, a little nod. I was like, oh, you didn't need to do that.
The worst part is when they originally started doing this is way back in early Mist, so people are still leveling, and I've got just like quest gear on here. But it doesn't matter. It looks epic as hell, and they're totally rad, and they're so cool. And they're officially licensed. This isn't us goofing on them. This is Blizzard going through a huge process of approval and making sure it's up to their standards. And Doghouse was there to deliver, so people should get it and use Henry at checkout. That'll save you some money because you'll get double the memory, as always, at Doghouse Systems. All right, very exciting stuff. Let's get to Warlords of Draenor, the alpha. First time the public has been able to play an alpha and stream it and talk about it and not NDA it. This is a first for World of Warcraft. I don't know if anyone remembers that was never the case in the past. We would get public betas, never alphas. But this is definitely an alpha. There've been some problems, and I'm not complaining because I understand what an alpha is and what it means, and things are early here. But a lot of login issues, crashing out to the desktop or loss of server connection, that kind of stuff's happening pretty regularly. But for the most part, that hasn't been a problem when I'm actually in. I mean, it's not affecting actual gameplay when I'm not being kicked out. But yeah, it's an alpha. What do you expect? That stuff goes on. A little trouble at first trying to log in. There were some strange server errors that wouldn't let me. Took some time to kind of dig around the forums and figure some stuff out. Some advice from Ro and some other guys who had seen similar issues, and finally got in. And the very first thing you're hit with is those models look insane. They just look amazing, and it's everybody: the guards, the peons, everybody,
the peons even?
Everybody.
Wow.
Everybody's got the updated models if the model's been put into the game. So occasionally, though, you'll see like female orc new model sitting on a bench next to regular ass old blood elf female model. It is striking how much they feel like they're in the wrong game now. Like it just feels like worlds apart. So there's still some of that as they implement these, but I guess.
Hang on, wait. So you didn't untick the show new models option? I assume everyone would go in there and straight away uncheck the box so they see the janky ass old ones all the time.
Well, right, because that's what you want, right? It's a nostalgia for the old. They don't want this new stuff.
Exactly. There's a reason you can check a box.
Yeah.
Or uncheck a box. I say, no, thank you, not in my World of Warcraft.
Right. They're fools.
I signed up to a game a decade ago, and I want to play it like that.
And that's the thing. As I'm noticing, so other than a couple of weird things, like I started a level 1 character, I wanted to see how things rolled in the beginning as well. So I started an orc there, and all the new models, that's awesome. Everybody looks great. But the clothes, like the level 1, basic armor and all that, is super low res. Oh man,
yeah.
It's such a stark contrast now. Like it looks wrong.
Have you tried doing a Death Knight? I tried it when I played about in like Paris, and
what was going on? How'd that go?
Well, exactly the same, just with new models. There was no difference, but it was something quite weird about being, in that area. You forget how long ago Wrath was until
it's
you
longer
kind
than
of
you
go
think,
back through there.
Especially that bit, because that was everybody's first thing to try in that game.
And it doesn't stand up fantastically well.
Yeah.
But, again.
Well, I will always look at hero classes as a strange experiment that Blizzard will probably never do again. I'm glad they did it, and it seemed to fit better for that expansion, lore-wise and all that, but that thing's weird. The whole thing doesn't really hold up. And the way the class panned out and is now just a class, and there's no such thing as a hero class.
Yeah, it doesn't feel very heroic anymore. Yeah,
it's very weird. But
the heroic thing was you had to level up to 55 before you could play it.
Yeah.
There's really no point in calling it a hero class.
Yeah. But imagine this. Imagine taking an Xbox 360 or PS3 or even newer consoles. Take that era of a model, like a character model. It's beautiful, specular highlighting, great shadow work, really nicely animated, still stylized, and then put on it clothes that were made for an N64 game. And that's how this looks. It looks very, very weird when you wear the old stuff. Put on the new armor, though, and you look like a complete badass. So I popped out with a mage in the starting zone and immediately went to work at establishing this Horde garrison thing there with this little goblin dude that's helping me. The quests right out of the gate are very interactive and creative. They're doing some different kind of stuff, though, like visually. So, all right, a couple of things I noticed. Everybody's got a glow around them now, like a lot of games do, where you either hover over somebody or you select them. Instead of just being a circle on the ground under their feet, they now have kind of a ghostly green glow around them if they're a friendly, and if they're an enemy, they have a red kind of glowing particle-looking glow around their whole body, which is kind of different for the UI. I found that really helpful, actually, to just kind of know who I'm hovering over real quick in a much quicker way. I think that's smart. What was I going to say about that? There's no real ding on performance. There were a lot of players where I was, and they're all rolling around with new characters from my client's point of view, and I'm not having any slowdown or any kind of real technical glitch that way. That's
You're
hardening,
a beast, though, aren't you?
Well, I am. I've got a nice PC, and it's whatever.
I would be interested to see kind of where the sweet spot is, though. Like if someone, and this would be fun once the beta comes out and more of the listeners are actually in, and we can start to find out at what sort of age of computer do you start to struggle, like being in a city. It'd be interesting.
Oh, I know what the other thing I was going to say. So for one of the quests, you got to go plant some flags and tell the peons these are the trees we need to cut down. Okay, it's kind of weird, but they're setting up a new town / garrison / whatever stronghold. So you tell these guys where to go, and the way you do it is instead of just going to a place where there's a little bit of glowy like sparkle coming out of the ground or out of a tree or something, it's a silhouette ghost version of what the flag will look like once you plant it. And I got the feeling a lot of those quests where you got to go put something down is going to be in the form. I mean, it's a small thing, but I think it's significant in terms of ease of use. It's a silhouette of the thing you're going to do. I think that just makes it easier for players to know exactly where to go and to go there quickly. Some would call it dumbing down. I thought it looked kind of nice. But a lot of little interface nods, I think, to other games that do some of this stuff a little bit better with years behind them and years of WoW playing behind them. They can figure out ways to refine these experiences, and the quest system seemed to have a lot of that going on. What else? The garrison stuff. You get into that real quick, at least in this. Now I don't know how this is going to differ from the story-driven opening cinematic and then likely in-game cinematic that leads to a lot of the reason that you're there and through the portal and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm sure a lot of that's going to happen. Right now, that's not really in there. So you just sort of go there. I did 2 or 3 quests, turned them in, and immediately Goblin Boy is sending me on missions to get the garrison up, and meaning my garrison. So you dive right into
Garrison.
that. Yeah, Mr. Garrison, right? Mr. Hand.
Nice.
Building my own Mr. Hand. And it's awesome. It's like, I don't know. It's cool. It's what you expect. It's go find these schematics for me. Oh, great. Okay, we got these. Now we need to farm this or do that. And I'm already seeing UI elements, like how many trees have been chopped since I've been waiting, or, kinds of little UI hints as to how the Garrison stuff's going to go. Didn't get very much further into that because I kept crashing after that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
I don't know what was going on there.
It's basically like your farm, but like on crack,
but
right?
big,
like,
big. That is very much. I think that in some ways it's almost revealing, like, oh, farms were a test for this.
Yeah, like it's just a way to get the ball rolling on how this is going to work. And the farm was really popular.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody really like it. Even now, I don't need any more carrots, but I still like log in and I'm like, gotta go to my farm.
Yeah,
got some stuff in there.
Driven to do it. Sure.
Thing in my head that I need to. I planted them. I got to pick them now.
It's like Tapped Out or any of those other games.
Oh yeah, Clash of Clans. Like I just got to like log in there and upgrade my walls.
Yeah.
Better tick on all the people. There you go. I've done it.
Yeah.
Next.
You've been there. You've done that. It seemed my first impression of the zone is things are a little sparse. But I think that's what that zone's supposed to be. Like it's a big barren, snow-covered mess. And you're supposed to see it as a little bit barren. I guess I had kind of hoped to walk in and go, wow, just look at the intricate new polygons that are everywhere. And it's sort of just big, open, empty, barren place. It's Dragon Spine kind of again. And I'm not, again, one zone, who knows? I'm not far enough to say anything else about the rest, but I am not, it doesn't give you the same impression that, say, the new character models did. You don't walk in and, the way Pandaria blew my mind. I mean, the colors and just kind of the palette and everything that's everywhere in that game. When you walk into that starting zone in Pandaria, you're like, holy mother of poo. This is amazing looking, right?
Yeah.
Not having that here yet.
No?
Not yet.
So what about going through the portal again? Like,
I haven't done, they don't have you do that. You start after all that.
Oh, okay.
In the alpha anyway, and thus far. So,
Yeah, they normally do that, don't they? You normally have that.
Yeah. They gave me a bunch of free mounts, which was nice. I don't get to keep them, but I'm whipping out stuff I never earned in the regular game, and that's nice to
people are saying Twitch is down, by the way.
Lovely.
I've been paying attention because I've been reading up on other stuff, but
it says I'm broadcasting. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I'll start.
They're still hearing it through Alpha Geek and stuff, but
Well, I'll start it up just to be safe. Who knows? Twitch has been weird for me lately. It's all that Google buyout talk. They're too busy talking about that and not fixing their damn service.
Counting their money.
Let's see. And then the only thing I wanted to mention was the number squish didn't feel noticeable or measurable in any way. It just is there.
What's the deal with your gear and stuff? Like,
well, the numbers are all lower, and I didn't do a lot of like.
It happened, and you just didn't even.
You just don't even notice it. You show up
when you log in. That's it.
Yeah, and you show up with a preset, like you've got all this gear on when you make a 90, because that's you can import your data. Although that never worked for me, so I had to just do a fresh server 90. They let you do that, and I made a mage, but I walked out with like hot staff, sweet, helm, blah blah blah. So I had all the stuff I needed. And those numbers, when you look at them, they are weird because they're low. When you're checking your gear stats and stuff, it's like, whoa, that number's way low. But when you're playing, it's like, big deal. And then when it pops up and says 12,000 experience, you're like, whoa, that's, I guess, low. But I'm almost 91, so it's like it's not even a big deal. It's like nothing. So people that are worried about that will somehow make them feel less substantial or a step backwards or something, I don't think so at all. It just was fine.
Okay.
It's just if you're playing to see giant numbers pop up, this may not be your game anyway. But it was interesting to see that in play and not worry about it. That's pretty much my impressions. I can't think of anything else that I did in there that was. I need more time with it. Every time you get kicked, it takes me forever to kind of get back in, and that's a pain. But they'll keep updating it. They've already added new quests since I downloaded it. So
alpha.
Yeah, alpha, right? We know what an alpha is.
As we're playing Heroes, it's funny because that game feels so non-alpha-ish. It just feels like a done game almost. But anytime something little comes up, we're like, alpha.
I like Heroes because it gives me XP for playing on a weekend. It's just like, I feel like every game should do it. It's like, hey, Saturday XP bonus.
Yeah.
There you go, have some more XP.
Yeah.
It's like Oprah's handing out XP.
I think the borderlines of what constitutes an alpha, or in that case, a technical alpha, whatever the difference is it's fudged. You know, like an alpha in WoW, I think is a much jankier deal than an alpha in, say, Heart of the Swarm, or that game's further along than they could probably call it beta.
Yeah,
but they're not. Like I feel like it depends on the team and the game.
This is such a big world, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot that can go wrong.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff. Anyway, we also found out during this week that Garrisons, if you don't want to do the grind, you don't want to do the time,
pay to win.
You can pay to win.
Pay to win.
That's a negative way to say it, Terpster. That's a.
Well, I don't agree with it.
Stir up the pot there a little bit.
Because, like, what other profession can you do it where? Because this is this expansion's profession. You know, like on my farm, I can't at level 90 go along to Half Hill and be like, "Yo, bros, here's 20,000 gold. Give me all the farm unlocks."
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not saying that that's necessarily the best way of doing it,
right.
but it just seems like a big shift. It's like saying you can either, you know, play and level up and have this an integral part of the game whilst questing, or you can buy it when you're level 100. And I don't know, you know, if it's because, I mean, are they account bound? Are they account wide?
They are player based, I think.
Yeah, so maybe it is more designed around alts and stuff like that. I don't know.
Character based.
Or if it's just giving like people another choice. I don't know. I don't think that
that's
going to be a massive e-peen.
Sure.
Where I'm going to be like, oh yeah, check out my garrison, because I don't think it's that easy to share your garrison. But
no, it's not. It's more of a personal thing. But I feel like you're right about the non-account bound, and I think maybe this is the answer, because at some point you need to build it, and maybe you need to do it on the cheap if you're short on gold for the first time. But then as you earn, you can then have other characters unlock theirs for money. And right now they're all set at 5K. So these blueprints for the various buildings and structures and whatnot are 5K, and everyone thinks that's going to go higher.
For each building,
yeah,
5K?
Yeah, each one is only 5K. There's a starter thing for 1,000, and then everything else is 5K according to the sort of this data mined UI stuff and everything.
All right.
But I don't know if... Well, I know it'll go higher. There's no way it's only going to be 5K. I could buy the whole thing right now. Everything would be no big deal, and it wouldn't hardly ding my bank account. So I think that's too low. I think that is to get people to do it and to sort of test against that. So I'll bet they put it at cost prohibitively enough, high enough to make it so that your worry, Terpster, is a little less of a big deal. But then again, there are people in the game with so much money they don't have anything to do with it other than to spend on stuff like this. So I don't know. But I'm personally, after playing a little bit of those opening quests in there, I'm really looking forward to that part. I'm not going to just pay for it. I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
Look at that. See that line? I just coined a phrase. I'm not going to pay for it. I'm going to go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
T-shirts.
I don't know if it's
going to
win, on, but why not? Try it. All
right. See how it goes. I mean, we all like this. We've all been on board with Garrisons, right? I mean, this isn't a...
Oh, yeah.
Is it? But would this... So, Terpster, you were saying you don't like how you can sort of just pay to do it, but does this diminish your desire to play him?
I don't know. No, of course not. I don't know. You know, I don't know if I care or not, really. It's one of those things. It's I don't know. It just depends how it all comes together. You know, as long as it's expensive enough that it doesn't diminish having done it, but it's not too expensive to the point where it's pointless.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
I definitely don't want to do it. I don't want to do those quests twice, probably. So I feel like I could... I want to do the pay for it the second time kind of deal. But then again, do I really want to... Why do I want two of them exactly? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know what the advantage of that would be. And I guess maybe we don't know enough about the end game of Garrisons to say. But
I hope that eventually this is just your account as a garrison, and all your characters have access to it.
Wouldn't that be the way? And then have the other characters kind of wander around it when you're not playing them, dude?
Sure. Yeah. Just hang out there.
Yeah, I could have Ferb and Durf and all my other guys just walking around.
Wow, saying, why do we have such bad names?
It was all about 4-letter names when I was naming these guys. I wanted to get those down early. Yeah. All right, what else here? News that Ben Foster from 310 to Yuma and his brief appearance as Angel in X-Men 3, The Last Stand, the terrible one.
That was a
the bad one,
sad character, though, huh?
Yeah, and that's all been retconned now, so it's okay. It's all been erased away.
Fortunately, he went back in time and fixed all the bad films.
That's right.
Except now there's no Angel in any of them. But anyway, he is going to play Mediv. Not Mediva, like I keep saying.
it makes me sound like, or makes it sound like this is like way pre orcs versus humans or something, right? Like this is like
big time.
He's describing him as like a good guy.
Yeah,
well,
he's a stalwart dude, isn't he? Back in the day.
No, this is.
But no, he was supposedly like always like.
Yeah, the reason the orcs are there is because of Medivh.
Yeah, he
opens
the damn orcs there in the first place. Him and Golden,
I think,
right? So
what I'm thinking potentially is that they have some sort of redemption mid-story.
Okay.
Where Medivh opens the portal, is like, oh, now I'm free of the corruption. What have I done? And then he's all like, Medivh, we need you to use magic again. I can't use magic. You know what happened the last time I used
magic. Hamster style.
You need to use the magic now. And I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure it would be good.
He's always reminded me of the Stranger in Diablo 2, for some reason. Yeah, just the hooded thing and all that. Just reminds me of him.
I know that I knew that it was going to be like the old Warcraft games. We're going to get like kind of that whole backstory because that's kind of, you need to have that to make sense of all the other stuff. But this is like, I mean, he dies in Orcs versus Humans, right? That's where you like go and kill him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then he comes back in Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
Well, here's what he says. This is what Ben Foster, the actor, who was amazing in 3:10 to Yuma, by the way, says the following. Quote, "The character in Warcraft I play is named Medivh. He is a mage, which is essentially a sorcerer." He's saying this, not me. "He came up in a time protecting an area, and the way he protected this area was through magic. As peace returned to his land, or to this land, he took a break. He hung up his staff, or so to speak, or let his guns get dusty. We meet him as his friends are returning, asking for his help in a battle." That doesn't sound like the Medivh we've been led to believe exists.
Well, he was a guardian of Tirisfal, right? He was the last guardian of Tirisfal.
That's right.
Yeah.
So he was like supposedly good, but he was also supposedly always bad.
Because he was
underneath.
Sargeras,
yeah.
Kind of not did his mum, but basically,
possessed.
Possessed.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, like made kind of like divine conception, and so Medivh is part horrid burning legion, I guess, or his soul. I don't know. Anyway, and so that's how he then is all about bringing the orcs to Azeroth as a cool way of letting the burning legion through.
Yeah,
it's all a question. It's all about trying to get Sargeras, trying to get his dudes into Azeroth.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Terpster, does this give you a good insight into what actually we're going to see as the plot of this movie? The fact that we know that that's who he's playing, and he's got to be a character.
Since you're our resident lore dude.
No, well, exactly, and even then, I don't know that much. I would say, I would imagine the story is going to be, Lothar and Doomhammer and stuff, and it's going to be, that facing off, and I imagine the orcs are going to realize through this that they are pawns of the Burning Legion. And probably have some sort of noble, sort of like, we will be, I don't know. I'm sure that they just won't paint the orcs as bad guys, even though they kind of were originally.
Yeah.
They were, yeah. But
they were just a savage horde before. I mean, they were like, there was no nuance to them back in those days anyway. They were being written.
Exactly. Yeah, it's Thrall came along and added some sort of misunderstood depth.
Yeah.
But I think that's what I imagine, at least, is it would be that sort of thing. And, there's going to be some, Lothar's going to lay down his life. Everyone's going to be like, what a hero, and
Do you think Medivh dies in this one? Do you think we get the whole orcs and humans story?
I don't know.
Like dies and comes back as a spirit? Because most of his story really is like him as a spirit, like later.
But that's Warcraft 3 stuff. And I don't think this is even going to touch on that.
Yeah.
No.
There might be some nods to... Doomhammer having a blue-eyed child or something like that.
By the end of this one movie, do you think he's dead, and then we're done with like orcs and humans? Like I'm just like I feel like that's what's going to happen now, because the fact that they're saying that's who he is, it's got to be a main character. I think it's got to be that whole like. Are we going we're not even going to finish orcs and humans with this guy?
Here's what I think.
No, we must.
That doesn't make sense.
I think this is what happens. I think he dies. They finish orcs and humans, and here's what happens. I actually think Terpster's idea of a stinger works. You're going to have the end of this movie where things are going to fade out, and then it's going to say 1,000 years or however long it was later, right? Suddenly,
10 billion years later,
and there'll be
welcome to Sanctuary. You're like, what? I never did what?
And then it will be Papa.
Hell, it's about time.
Papa,
like, no, are you serious?
I would love that, dude. I would be in on that.
Heroes of the Storm movie.
Why not?
Next,
but have him, have the blue-eyed baby's not a bad turn actually. I think that actually kind of works, and you at least shadow that there may be a future sequel that is set in the Arthas story. You could get away with a lot there. So.
You just skip over 2 and 3 and just go straight into, or I guess, skip over 2, go straight to 3 kind of thing?
Probably, because 2 is all right.
Yeah.
2 story-wise, but I don't...
Do a pirate movie.
It was okay. I walked away from 3, though, with a lot more in 3.
Yeah, I mean, you got to figure, 3 was,
right?
exactly, some real peak story.
Yeah.
And I think, having the Arthas story, I think is a really strong one. And, but I don't know, because... The weird thing about this part in history is whilst it kind of sets up some of the underlying things, a lot of the characters have nothing to do.
Yeah, good point.
Like most of these characters, this is what happens to them, and then like their ancestors do stuff. And like, Uther will be in this, but won't be the big bearded wise man necessarily, the older sort of mentor, but would be kind of a young in his prime general. And I don't know quite where the sequel goes from here or what the point of that is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess really just educating a large audience about the fact that there's these orcs and there's these humans and there's these other things as well. That may be the goal.
Probably they end up doing
so about trying to do a 3 to 8 part narrative series.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, part of it may be them just pulling a Lord of the Rings Hobbit deal where it's like, okay, well, sure, Gandalf's in both stories, and sure, Bilbo's younger, but there's Bilbo kind of he's a common thread. But we probably ought to start this thing with Frodo reading it, and we also ought to somehow, for no reason at all, put Legolas in here just to kind of connect the fans to the Lord of the Rings a little bit. They'll probably do a lot of that, a lot of sort of, even if they go into the Arthas era, there will be, elves who live forever, and they're going to show up again. And
the orcs and human stuff that's what set the whole damn thing in motion. So if you skip right over that, then a lot of the other stuff doesn't make sense, really. Like there's no...
Well, no, because at the beginning of Lord of the Rings,
right?
they do a bit where they're like, the last battle between, was the last stance of elves and men. And, they do, and they could easily do, orcs reigned through the dark portal, but Lothar stood strong and defeated the orcish chieftain. Yeah. And all peace returned to Azeroth once more until a young orc boy who was a thrall was named Thrall.
So they do this in like a 3-minute cinematic at the beginning.
Exactly. They could easily do it, and then across the sea, however, a young prince was learning the first ways of being a paladin. Oh, Uther, I can't. I'm just not strong enough. Oh, Arthas.
Stand up, boy. Faster to your left.
A king one day.
You should be power of the light, Arthur.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Uther, I love you so much. I'm so filled with joy and peace. I can't imagine me ever being anything but a pleasant individual. And obviously,
I'm
we're
always going to be good.
Exactly. Oh, of course you will, lad. You're always going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then...
I think
this is the
people
movie
get on board with it.
By Terpster. But the thing is, the way that Foster describes the character makes me think that he's good in this. I don't know.
The way he describes the character to me worries me because it sounds like he doesn't know anything about the character.
No,
it'd be like me playing the character of Han Solo and being like, so I'm this sort of
I'm a hero from the beginning.
This secretive guy who everyone knows, though, okay? And they're like, oh, there's that Han Solo, the great warrior from ages past. And I'm like, well, yes, I am. But now I just hang out with my bear friend named Kobold. And me and Kobold, we travel around in the bicentennial Eagle, and we just kind of do good.
Selfless,
good around the world.
Oh my gosh, that was the best thing I've ever heard.
But they might have just reimagined the story and thought like, okay, that old story's really bloated and shit, and we're going to take it and make it something really cool.
Yeah.
Or this guy might not know what he's talking about.
Yeah, that could be it. Or he's just trying to mislead us.
Or he's dumbing it down. Exactly. Maybe he's just like talking to a, so like you're in this movie Warcraft. what is it you do? And he's saying, oh, Christ. So I'm a wizard. You know what a wizard is? Okay, no. So I'm a man who has magic.
Yeah.
But I used it too much, and I don't want to use it anymore. It's like drugs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I bet he said that he was a mage, and then he was like, "That's sorcerer."
Oh yeah, this article doesn't explain how he may have pronounced these things. He may have said
that would be even better.
Yeah.
I just want to hear how he says shaman.
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 All right. Well, we also witnessed this week the end of this.
Previously on Azeroth Choppers.
All right. So it ended. Episode 8 happened, and it involved Mike Morheim getting up on stage. Oh, you don't know him?
Hi, I'm Mike Morheim from Blizzard, and
there you go. That's him. He got up on stage, set up outside near that orc statue where you always see people pose, and they filmed this recently, like a week ago.
Yeah, this one was like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it was real quick, and they had a bunch of Blizzard employees out there cheering authentically at a.
Clearly, these people were not being told to cheer at.
There was free alcohol. People were excited.
There was.
I like how they had a barrier at the front, as if like nerdy people would ever go closer than 10 feet to the stage.
Yeah, they were going to storm the stage as well.
Yeah, no, we will stand back a comfortable distance.
Yeah,
because we do not want to get all up in your face.
And all of our free Blizzard
Plus,
hoodies
everyone's really quite sweaty and hot right now, and it's a hot day.
Yeah,
can everyone just space out a bit? That's all you want. Just take it. Put your arms outstretched.
Yeah.
And if you can touch anyone else with your fingertips, move.
Yeah, this is all true. This is all true. And they got up on stage. They had Paul Jr. there. They had the bikes under wraps. They had a hard time getting the cloth off the Horde one. They had Sandy and Chris and everybody there. And they put on this little sort of thing showing they had 3 stages of checking the voting as if it was happening in real time.
Well, that's
I like to see it like
the extra 2 minutes, by the way.
It felt like Eurovision. We have this song contest in Europe called Eurovision.
Yeah.
It's the most painful experience you can ever have of the voting.
Yeah.
Where you kind of go around the world and it's like, oh, hello, Eurovision.
Yeah.
Okay, the votes from Norway. France, 1 point. Français, 1 point. And then, like, and it just kind of, you're just like, But, I mean, they were showing it all, and it was, obviously, spoilers, the Horde decimated the Alliance, as if it was ever in doubt. Firstly, they did have technically a cooler bike, and mainly it's the Horde, and so they kind of
looked like a shiny bug's butt. So
well, I don't know. It was more high elven, as I like to think of it as a high elf bike. It was making reference to the elven portion of the Alliance.
I don't think the sun did it any good. I think it made it look worse because it was so shiny out there.
I don't think that was what swayed the vote at the end. It's that last minute bit where everyone was like, "Oh my god, have you seen it in the sun, guys? I'm voting Horde."
Yeah.
But equally, you could vote as many times as you want. I'll put my hands up. I voted for both, just to see if I could.
I didn't know you could. I just voted for the one I liked.
From the same computer, I went back and then it said I'd already voted, so I didn't even know that either. I don't.
Well, I could on mine. Maybe that's just me.
You may have gotten lucky and got
the system.
Yeah, way to go. Yeah. You're a regular Steve, Mike, or Nick, or whatever his name was. So when they here's my problem with the chart. I don't have a problem with the chart in terms of, hey, let's have a visual for how the votings go. I have a problem with the fact that the voting had already been tabulated well before this, so it was all just staged. Second problem I have with it was I don't think it was accurate. I think that Horde one had to have been way higher than they were showing over there for the Alliance.
Well, yeah, they had to make it look like it was close or something in each region, but
There's
it was
no
weird.
way.
Just like, here's a bunch of red and blue circles kind of randomly pinging the map. I don't know what that means.
I think the red and blue.
Like, were they each like a vote, or what the hell was that?
Yeah, where's Dabney Coleman and freaking Matthew Broderick? When are we going to play chess with the machine?
Well, that's I'm gonna make it play tic-tac-toe. Thank you, Joshua. What I think that is actually Blizzard's got a thing in their ops room which shows you every time someone logs in on Battle.net, and it pings up on their map like a tiny little dot.
Oh, do they have that? I didn't know they had that.
Yeah, they have that in real time. And so if you go in there, you see these. Like, it was brilliant when I was there, and it was kind of evening time in the EU, and just seeing they've got like a big world map with the sun is kind of moved past Europe, or and it's just all this sea of lights just blinking on and off, and you can see there's people coming online there. Here's all the Diablo 3 players at the moment, and it will show you, where all those IPs are connecting from. And I think, from memory, it's a similar sort of effect to that. So I imagine they said like, "Hey guys, should we just do what we have for BattleNet logins?" But it was quite a random thing of because it looks really cool for like a real time ping. This is where someone is. Ping.
A little
someone just logged on from there.
Don't you think?
It makes
creepy.
sense.
At the end of the pinging, though, it didn't actually seem to indicate which one had won, and then Morheim was just like, "And the Horde wins." I was like, "What? Wait, how? Why?"
Well, because the bar was fake. That was fake.
Okay.
That kind of stuff was just not real. But I'm a little creeped out by a giant map telling me when I'm logging in. That's a little weird to me, isn't it?
It's too much power for one man to
The thing is, in that same room, they have all of these different screens, like of local news in different areas, like where their data centers are. And so the idea is like, say they had a data center in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
They might be like, "Oh, nuts. Guys, we need to back up that stuff and get it moved over to another place quickly because Russia's just invaded or liberated or whatever."
Right. Or Japan when the quake happened.
Exactly, with the quake and stuff like that. And so they've got all these different news programs and feeds because obviously, for us, if something happens, politically can actually affect, power distribution and all other things relating to servers and data wherever it's stored. Yeah. So they have this, and it's nice for them to know, like, if all of a sudden the whole of Europe suddenly goes dark on that pinging map, they're like, there's a problem. So, it could...
as long as they can't zoom in, Professor X style and see what the hell I'm thinking. It's fine.
I'm just imagining Morgan Freeman in there going like, "Nope, I quit. I can't. This is too much. Too much for one man."
Lucius
That's what
Fox,
they do.
man.
You type in Morgan Freeman and the whole thing explodes.
Yep, that's it. It's the password to kill it all.
Yeah. Bruce, I can't stand this. I'm leaving now. All right. There's all that.
Okay.
Type in your name, Morgan.
Yeah.
Type it in now.
Can we just point out one more thing?
Yes.
Google your name.
Samwise will never run out of cool Horde sayings.
No,
I think,
he was
ever.
into it, dude. Man,
Yeah,
gosh.
ever. He has so many in his back pocket.
Yeah.
Like, if you just want to, like, talk about the Horde with him, I just imagine him just going like, "Hellfire and death," and you're like, "Oh my god, okay, dude, I got it."
Yeah.
He was
Plus
he was
you got,
so into it. It was amazing.
You got Chris over there kind of half-heartedly trying to round up
Yeah, for the
troops.
Alliance.
Yeah.
Come on, Alliance.
I actually
know
play
us.
Horde.
Come on.
I really prefer Horde. You've heard me at BlizzCon. You know where my head's at. Anyway, good fun for the whole family, really. The
And the
Choppers.
Horde bike one.
Yeah, the Horde
So the
bike
Horde
totally
bike
won.
one. So we all get a free Horde bike, yeah?
In the game, yeah.
And they didn't make any reference to us getting a Alliance bike in the game.
Here's what
they did not.
Here's what I believe to be true. I believe the following. I think that both bikes will end up in the game at some point. Maybe later, but we'll get the Alliance bike. Second thing is, I believe this with all my guts, that bike would have fared better if they would have said, the ground rules are they both have to have the same chassis, the same basic configuration, front wheel, back treads. Do it like the tricycle or do it the other way, but one way or the other. If they'd had the same basic skeletal structure to work from, I think the bike would have had a better chance to compete because they could have done some more things design-wise and not tried to make it so different that it alienated itself from the clearly cooler configuration. And having tracks on the back and front, I did not think that did that bike any favors. A real chopper, for me, needs to have at least one big-ass wheel in the front.
Well, they the cool thing about the treads is that it will make sense that it could kind of drive over any terrain in the game. You can go into the snow and whatever, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Plus, we've already got bikes. We've already got the choppers.
Yeah, we already got
They at
bikes.
least
So
differentiated themselves
okay
from
with
the
the treads.
engineering stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know, with all of it,
About the treads, it's fine.
Yeah.
we get to see them at BlizzCon. That's the nicest thing, is that both of those bikes now are going to live at the campus, and they're going to wheel them out for special events.
I might let
You
you
remember episode 7? They like both teams like secretly went to the design guy and was like, "Make my bike because I know it's going to win." So we know that the guy's already making both bikes.
Oh, of course they are.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say they are, because not everything that happened in that show was strictly true.
This is true.
But hopefully.
Here's what I hope they do. I hope they let us.
Damn it!
It'd be nice if they let us sit on it and get pictures. BlizzCon, that'd be nice, right? Get a little photo on top of one of those things. That'd be great. I'll do that.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to share the
queue up
same
for-
butt sweat with 1,000 other guys, but
exactly 45 minutes wait, and then you can sit on a bike and go, "Yeah, for the Horde," and they go, "It's the Alliance bike," and you're like, "Oh, okay." So
all right. Well, one way or the other, fun stuff, everybody. Let's do this. World of tweets.
Tweets.
I got one here. Let's see. This I don't know who answered these, but I'm just going to read them. I'm liking the idea of having the garrison outposts in zones, kind of home away from home, away from home. He says that's the idea. I don't know if we talked about outposts on the show. I think we did. Anyway, they're an extension of your garrison functions. They'll do some basic garrison functions from the outposts as well, like missions. So if you're worried you had to fly or drive or go all the way back to your town, to your garrison to do anything, you don't. A lot of the core stuff that makes the most sense will be on these outposts, and they'll be scattered throughout the world. So that's good.
Okay.
How big will outposts be? The answer came back. They are good-sized quest hubs. So it'd be like, a little village size deal.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like what we saying, like kind of Lakeshore? Are we saying, what sort of like they should have given us an in-game comparison.
What's the
so
one?
Like, the size of
what's the old troll
Razor
zone?
Hill.
What's the troll zone before they got
Village?
Yeah, the village. I'll bet it's like that.
Okay.
I bet it's like St. John Village. Yeah, not quite Razor Hill, not quite St. John Village, maybe something in between.
I want Razor Hill size. I want to have a fairly substantial outpost.
Yeah. Razor Hill's a place you could vacation. You could hang out there.
Yeah.
But it's not so big that you
It's
feel
got
like
fences.
you're...
It's got different,
It's not like Orgrimmar. It's not like the big city where you can't wait to get out of that stifling heat.
You got a blacksmithing hut thing.
That's right. He can
Yeah.
repair your shit.
He's got all that stuff.
That's right. Third tweet was, will some of your followers be found at the outposts? And they say, we are contemplating that for sure. They're sitting around going, rubbing their chins and looking upward.
Let's contemplate this, guys.
I'm going to just rub my chin. Yes.
Yeah. My guess is the follower bit is going to be at your garrison. That's my thinking. Because they got to split this out so that it's not, what's the point of having the garrison if you can just do all this crap at the outpost? You got to split it up a little bit. By the way, the housing in Wildstar, pretty neat. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like
Player
it.
housing.
Yeah, it's cool. The way you assemble stuff and kind of move things around. It's got, I wouldn't call it Minecraft-esque in the sense that it's that deep.
It's got a lot of props that you can resize.
Yeah.
And,
size them, shift them, move them,
and-
turn them right and left. Yeah, there's a lot of customization you can do.
build walls and turn them 90 degrees and make them into floors.
It's funny killing like a slime mob and having him poop out an object you'd put in a house, like a chair. You suddenly have a chair in your inventory. It's weird. All right, that's it for tweets. Let's get to
in this slide. Oh, there's one more actually.
Oh yeah, what's that?
On the front page of MMO Champion, there's one from Stockton. And someone says, does Stormwind stand even a little chance of being fixed within the next 2 years? Just to really kind of stress how whiny the Alliance are.
Yeah.
Someone felt that we had to even phrase a question in a really sort of passive-aggressive kind of, come on, Blizzard.
They're my favorite.
Oh, please.
They're my favorite.
And Corey says, we hope to get to it during 6.0.
Oh.
And then he puts another full stop, another period at the end of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that he's saying 6.0 point something.
Conspiracy.
Or if he's just saying, at the end, I've finished my sentence, full stop. So
Corey's always nice to the whiners. So good on Mumper there for doing that. All right, let's do some quick this.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Why, it's the town crier.
Town Crier got his wisdom teeth out this week, so
oh wow,
he's got fat cheeks. He's sitting over there.
Oh yeah, he was all drugged up and stuff, huh?
Yeah, he got it done early though, so it's not going to be as bad as like his sisters or even me when I was his age. But
yeah,
they're out, man. All right, we got a couple of things here. This is where you can call us or leave us messages or send us emails. You can do that by calling us at 206-202-3969. That's 206-202-3WOW. Leave us a voicemail. We'll play it on the show. Or theinstance@gmail.com is our email address. We'll accept attachments and or emails there. Shorter the better. More likely they'll get on the show. Here's a call about models.
Hey, Scott, Dills, Terpster. This is Yosue over on Scarlet Crusade. Just had a question about the new character models. I saw that the female gnome and the Tauren male came out on the official Warlords of Draenor website. I was just wondering what you guys thought about them and which character models are you most looking forward to and which ones do you guys like the best. Thanks a lot. Love the show. See ya.
I'm mostly looking forward to the undead. They're not in the alpha yet, but I can tell you that what is very impressive once you see them in motion is the Taurens are glorious. Holy crap, they look great.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big Tauren fan. I kind of feel like they're big Ophi in
Muther
my
is a
way.
Tauren. I'm looking forward to my Paladin looking awesome.
Yeah.
I think that'd be quite nice.
Luther?
But
You have a
equally,
Luther?
No, Muther.
Oh my
Muther.
gosh, even
I
better.
mean Luther. Wow, he does not have dreams. God damn it. Okay, he is Muther, the milk bringer. He just, brings the milk. But he's a male Tauren. You're saying male Taurens have a milk.
Ooh,
you can milk
do
a male
that? You
Tauren.
can milk a male Tauren's nipples?
He has nipples.
Okay.
You can milk him.
All right.
But yeah, I'm most excited about Blood Elves and Night Elves, really. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Just mainly for erotic roleplay.
Aha.
At least you're honest about it. Jeez.
Yeah, that's what,
Dills,
I'm looking forward to.
Who are you looking
a
forward
bit
to?
of Malfurion Staghelm. Hello.
Hello. Whoa, hello.
Just the orc, man. I'm just ready for Dills to look cool.
Yeah.
So
they have a great thing about the orcs I was going to tell you. And it was noticeable in some of the videos and stuff, but it's really, you can really feel it here. And I feel like it's even more pronounced than it was at BlizzCon. When they run, there's a swing to their arms that is so meaty. It feels like he weighs something now. And when he swings that left or that right arm, the left arm kind of jerks back a little bit with each stride. And it's not symmetrical, so it doesn't happen on the other swing. So it feels more like a real humanoid. It's awesome. Like, it really does feel like a meaty dude. And even just like the peons stomping around town, they just look like they weigh about 250 pounds. And every step is kind of a job. It's awesome. Very impressive. But those Taurens, for the first time ever in the history of the game, the Taurens actually appeal to me now. And
that's cool.
They look
amazing. They were always kind of awkward, huh? So
yeah, they're all whatever. They were just too big. They were in my way. Those big dumb feet. It's just never liked them in the past, but now.
Just be glad there's not body blocking in WoW.
Yeah, I've turned a corner. A couple emails. One from Guy from Norway is his name. It's not.
Hello.
It's just a guy from Norway, I think. I just want to say it's not really a big deal that Dota has more players than WoW. Look at League of Legends. It has a stunning 27 million daily players and getting up to 500K views on Twitch on sometimes a single match. And Riot made $624 million in revenue last year on League of Legends alone, a free-to-play game. MOBA's the new thing, guys. Everybody's playing them. Yeah. You sure they are? I mean, obviously they are.
Did we say that wasn't true?
No, I don't think. I'm not anti-MOBA. I'm not good at them. I really like HOTS for reasons that I suck at those other games. So that's why I'm
Heroes.
Don't
call it HOTS.
I got to quit doing that. Heroes of the Storm there.
Heroes.
Because it's providing me with a gameplay experience I prefer over what I got out of Dota or when I tried to play League and felt like I was going to be murdered by real human beings in that game.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, MOBAs are here, man. They're huge. It's a giant thing. I'm not. None of this is shocking. So there you have it. I'm not sure why he was calling us out on that.
Yeah, I mean, Ghostcrawler leaving to go over there. That's
a huge deal.
Yeah.
Horde side,
right?
He was getting called out on Twitter, I think it was Bashiok or something like that, for designing the no flying till level 100 stuff.
And then
I mean, they were joking, but I think it was something about that. And I think Greg joked about actually what he wanted is that you could only fly until you got to level 100. And I much prefer that as a design choice.
Wow, and never fly again.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it. Never flying.
Nobody would hate that. That would be
great. Is that now they can just blame everything on Ghostcrawler from here on out?
Yeah, exactly. That's what you need to do. Yeah. Be like, sorry guys, Greg. Sorry.
He put the code is already in. We can't change it. Nobody knows how to change it. So
all we get is this stupid He didn't say the magic word. He left to get some Exodia or something. I don't know. He's gone.
Damn hacker shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. Let's go watch that movie. I love that movie.
Yeah.
So, that's all.
Morheim's collection of frozen dinosaur embryos are missing.
Who's the guy in the toilet that gets eaten by the
What do you do once you have all that money?
Yeah.
Buy yourself some frozen dinosaur embryos.
Yeah. But who's the guy who at Blizzard gets bitten off the toilet by the T-Rex? Who's that?
Well, whoever's in their legal team, it was the lawyer, wasn't it? It was the
lawyer,
lawyer. He'd just be like, "Sorry, lawyer, but
Yeah.
You know, we have to stay
solicitor.
true to
It
the
was the
original.
Solicitor, yeah.
The solicitor.
Yeah.
The crown prosecutor.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank
He's
you
like,
for
we gotta change these 3 words.
Thank you for protecting us from all of those Warhammer 40K lawsuits, but we don't need you anymore, buddy.
Call back.
Yeah. That's a pretty good callback, too. All right, we got one here from Todd. Todd wrote in and says, hey, Scott, Dills, and Terpster just watched the 7th episode or webisode of Azeroth Choppers and was thinking about which one to vote for. I got to thinking about the development time it takes the guys at Blizzard to design and animate a mount, and I bet they've been working on both models and animation since the beginning of the build. Surely they won't wait until the votes are in to start the actual work, especially because this is meant for the expansion and confirmed by Morheim on that stage on that episode that it would be in 6.0. With that in mind, I believe this supports your predictions that we will end up getting both bikes eventually. Maybe the winners will just get their bikes earlier or something. Your thoughts? So I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think you'll get like the Horde bike will come in. Everyone will be, excited on the Horde side, pissed off on the Alliance side, and then at some point later they'll be like, guess what? Here you go, and then they'll be.
Anduin spoke to a great mage at the hill of Dingerfort and found that the bike was also to come to you.
The druids. Oh, thank you, druids. Could you make me this? We are great rock druids from ancient past. Here at the great Iron Forge, we will craft a bike worthy of the Alliance. It's going to be really shiny, and it's going to have swords for handlebars.
What are you saying about Anduin? What are you saying there? What are you implying?
Sure. I'm not saying anything.
All right, here's somebody on Twitter. Someone on Twitter.
That's what he sounds like, Scott. That's
right.
That's facts.
Somebody on Twitter just echoed my thoughts. Zach in Utah is the name of his guy on Twitter. He says,
Sean.
He says, I swear, Terpster would be a better story writer than Lucas or whatever. I kind of agree with this. Every time Terpster goes off on one of these things, I feel like you get the essence of these things so well that you know what the secret sauce is, and the secret sauce is just heavy, like over pontification and ridiculous story tropes writ large. Like that is the basis, the secret ingredient.
That's all people want. They want the same stuff served up to them again.
Yeah.
That's all they want. They're like, hey, Star Wars is back. Fantastic. I hope there's some power converters.
Yeah.
That's what people are looking for.
Right.
My friend, he doesn't like you. And it's like, oh my God, this is bringing back memories of the last time someone's friend didn't like someone in Star Wars.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah, I think you're totally dead on the money there.
Yeah.
You think people are really excited about power converters, though? I mean, I know Luke was.
I cannot wait.
He really wanted to go to Tashi Station and get some power converters.
We want those references is what we want, Yeah,
okay.
Like those leaked pictures of the Millennium Falcon that was just like this giant internet-wide nerdgasm, whether they intended to do it or not, and the people pretending like...
JJ was all like, can you stop leaking stuff and saying it's the Millennium Falcon when it's not?
Post it on top of,
the hollow chessboard, Brilliant. I like that he's having fun with this.
Do you think that the Alliance will have to pay for these bikes?
Yes.
Yeah? Oh, man.
Not money.
I hope they don't do that.
Not money. It'd be like gold. I don't mean real money.
Okay. Yeah. I hope they don't do any of that. Because, man, if you think the whining is bad now.
Insult to injury, man.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure they don't get... Well, do we know they're not going to charge for either in gold? Like maybe, what if oh, you know what? What you're hinting at is kind of dirty. Like, what if they did do this? What if the Horde bike, because they won, everyone gets the free one, and then they're like, yeah, but we also built this other one, and it's on the store for $10. $10, everybody, even on a discount. Like, hey, look at that. That would really ruffle some feathers, man.
Well, yeah, but I mean, at the same time, if you want it, yeah,
we get the vote out, rock the vote, as the MTV kids would say. Right?
Vote or die, as P. Diddy would say.
Is that what he'd say?
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
I think it's best.
All right. Thank you guys for your calls and your emails. Let's drop it.
The drop of the week.
Speaking of when digital things are removed from the shelf, in approximately 2 weeks, no sooner than the 18th of June, the titanically cute Guardian Cub will vanish from Battle.net's shop and head into hibernation in the Blizzard archive forever. If you've been thinking about adopting this in-game pet now, or have been thinking about it, now's your chance to get it before it is no longer available for purchase. Here's the deal. This is not me saying, hurry up, everybody go get the cub. This is me saying, we live in a world where this cub literally takes up, I don't know, probably all of 500K of data to hold somewhere. Assets included, AI routines included. Why?
That's more than the original Elite.
Sure. So why
that game
Right.
That's crazy.
But why would you pretend? And everyone's doing this. I'm not just saying to Blizzard, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm saying this to the entire new world of digital distribution. You're pretending that these goods are like physical ones and that they take up shelf space, and you build artificial demand for something just to see if it sells. Like, in other words, there's no harm in that pup being on there for the rest of time because it doesn't run out. There are millions of them, and you just replicate them digitally, and it's not like you're going to suddenly go, man, you guys, what are we going to do? We're going to have to burn this warehouse. We're going to have to go to the desert of New Mexico and bury all of these Guardian cubs because no one will buy them. It doesn't work that way. So I don't understand why they do it. Is it just to drive a quick sale and get everybody?
Yeah, it's driving sales.
Drive sales.
You've got to create the illusion of exclusivity and value. The problem when you have goods that have no physical, tangible value, you have to try and create, ethereal value by saying like, well, you want this because you're going to be special because you will have this, and anyone after this date, they won't be able to get this.
This is not
equally like if they did they said we're only going to do 1,000 of these mounts.
Yeah.
So the Alliance bike comes back, but there's only 1,000, and they say we're going to charge $100 for them, $100,000 instantly, boom, because 1,000 people will think, I want to be special, I want to be the only person with that. Yeah, screw it, cool, I'm gonna do it.
Oh.
And that's something that because they've created some demand, the demand will dictate the value or generate additional revenue. So yeah,
this isn't anything that everybody does this. Collectibles are always, they're like, well, we made 4,000. On the bottom it says this is number 298 out of 4,000, so that's cool. And that's because of that. It's like, no, you could have made as many as you wanted to.
Yeah.
You just decided to arbitrarily stop at 4,000 to make it actually worth something.
Yeah.
And there you go.
As a guy who stocks, like in my store, I stock actual physical goods. I just get the idea of like, well, this is not going to be made anymore, so get the last few quick and be one of the final owners of this final stock or whatever. But if I had a digital thing, going fast, this copy of the instance, you guys, episode, what are we at? 370, never to be heard again.
Downloads.
If you said, for example, something, I don't know quite how, if there's a real analogy, but like, I guess for like Nerdtacular, if you said, we're going to have a video of the on demand of Nerdtacular.
Right.
It's going to be on sale up until the 9th, in which case then we're going to take it down forever.
Right.
What that means is everyone's like, oh, nuts, I have to go then get it now.
Yeah.
Whereas other people might be like, oh, yeah, I might get that one day. That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It drives people to do something. And equally, this here, they're just removing it from sale. Equally, they don't want to have some super bloated storefront filled with loads of stuff. It's not the coolest pet there's ever been. In fact, I'm not even sure with the cub. Was it done as part of a charity thing once upon a time?
Maybe. I can't remember.
With the Guardian.
Well, good point too, because also this drives pet battles, or could potentially, if somebody is into having every damn pet, then this is driving them to go pay for it because they want their collection.
Yeah, they probably would have got it already if they're that sort of person.
True.
But maybe there's someone who's got in a bit more recently and they're really into pet battles and they're thinking, yeah, screw it, I'll get this.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. It's very done. But I completely get what you're saying in terms of like, it is a little bit crazy when you look back and think about it and go like, really, why have we got to stop? I mean, they currently have 11 pets, so it's not like it's like, oh my, how many pets? I can't even count that to 11. So after this there'll be 10 pets.
Yeah.
It's not even like their web design is going to fit 10 better than it does 11. If anything, they should add a pet because currently they're one square away from being even because they're arranged in threes. So I don't know. It's just a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But still, it's okay. I personally don't like it that much. The face always seemed too low res. I don't know what it is about it, but it just looks kind of not as cool as the others.
Yeah,
Pandera Monk, everyone. Pandera Monks, they're the cool ones.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm not buying it, but
nope.
Equally, the Winged Guardian, which was done at the same time, which is basically the mount grown-up version of it, still for sale.
Oh, you still get that one. That means that one's still moving, is what that means.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, there you go. That's your drop of the week, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the show. We're done, and you guys are rad, and so is everybody listening. And thank you guys all for being here. Terps, do you have anything to pimp this week?
Nope. Thank you, everyone. Love you all.
Yeah, see you at E3. You're going to give a little report when you get back. That'll be good.
Yeah, I'll tell you all. Well, I won't tell you next week because I'll be flying on an airplane.
Yeah.
But I will tell you the week after about like, I saw this game and it's going to change the world. And you said, really? And I said, yeah, they called it Sheesh. Chess.
Sheesh.
Chess.
I
And
like
it
a good
is,
game of
you know,
sheesh. Yeah, it's good.
It's simple, but also very challenging.
I'm
When is somebody gonna make that like 5-tiered chess game they played in Star Trek Next Generation?
3D chess.
You can buy
was
it. You can buy that.
Can you? Is
can?
it playable
Yeah,
though? Is it a playable?
Is it
Yeah,
actually
there's
got rules and it works?
Yeah, there's
and
rules.
It's,
Yeah.
Okay.
Multi-level
It's called.
chess or whatever it's called?
All right.
Star Trek chess.
Here's what you need to do while you're looking that up.
Rules.
I would recommend people look
3D
up on
chess
YouTube.
There you go. There's rules.
Yeah. Go to YouTube and look up most
Chessvariants.org.
chess
You can
variants.
find-
Wow.
Yeah, so you can find for all different
I'm
chess
kind of into
variants.
that. Well, I want to see
But
what that is.
especially 3D Star Trek. But it does have rules.
I'm totally gonna look that up.
You can also go for the Federation Standard. There's also the tridimensional Star Trek chess sets. Can be found on eBay.
Whoa, chessvariants.org, built in 1994 and never updated again. Whoo. That is ugly, dude. Anyway, all right. I was going to say something about you being there. Oh, for fun, listen to me, everybody. Go to YouTube and search for most awkward E3 moments and check out all the previous years' most awkward moments on E3 or in E3. There are some doozies. Last year had some horrible moments, and you forgot they happened. And it is really fun to go back and do that. I'm most looking forward to awkward moments on stage at E3. I love that stuff. Comedians who are not funny on stage, flubs,
It's
technical
actors
glitches.
doing the motion games. Always my favorite.
Yeah, those are good.
It's like, you know, and we got a new John Madden, and look, now it's on Connect, and they get these two guys to go out, and they start like high-fiving each other and patting each other's asses.
Oh, it's so
and then they're like,
bad.
okay, ready, 42, 45, hey!
It's
And then
so
and he starts
bad.
running on the spot. Oh, and I'm like, oh my god, it's like they're playing American football. And then actually, what's happening on screen is nothing. It's a video. You know, what would happen in reality is they'd probably be cycling through a menu at that time.
It's garbage. It's
so,
garbage, and it's my favorite garbage. I love it. I love it when it happens. I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to. I'll know the entire time the Terps are somewhere in that sea of people.
Well, maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to do the conferences this year.
You can do just the floor
they're always
stuff.
a bit. Yeah, they're always a bit. You know. But then the thing is that Microsoft about 3 or 4 years ago, when they brought out the Xbox 360 like slim version, they gave one to everyone in
Oh,
attendance.
right, the Smock event. Yeah.
And I've never got anything from them in all the years I've been going to their conferences. So because I'm not going this year, I'm sure that you're going to hear about everyone. You know, looked under their chairs and oh my god, what's that?
Xbox
a
One.
car.
Woo.
You know, exactly. You know, but
Yeah. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Dills, you got anything you want to pimp this week?
Yeah, Into the Nexus, Angry Chicken, and if you guys want to see what it would sound and look like if I were a rapper, you can go check out mgatour.com. We put out a video about golf, but to the tune of Stitches.
Are you more of a sort of a I guess GWA, like a golfer with attitude, or are you more like a Beastie Boys sort of?
This is what
I rap a love song and I sing it, but then I'm standing here just playing pitchy putt. I don't know, you know,
kind of like that. No, actually, I was compared to I was called the White Mystical.
Wow.
Wow.
Mystical is.
I don't even know who the Black Mystical is. I'll be honest with you.
He was in Master P's crew back in the day.
Oh yeah, Master P.
Yeah, you know Master P.
Sure, he's
I
still
know
big.
Master B, but I don't know Master P.
No, Brian Terps is well aware of Master B.
Master Q, R, and S were not nearly as good, but Master P, he was the man.
He was the man, Master P.
But yeah, so mjtour.com. It's like on the front page of it. You can go check it out. We shot a whole video. We did a whole thing. It's up there. It's good.
It occurs to me we have the Blizzard stuff just covered, man. We got the Instance, we have the Diablo show, we have Into the Nexus, we have the Angry Chicken. You and Garrett knocking it out of the park on both those shows. If you want Blizzard coverage, I don't know where else you're going to get it, man. This is the place.
No, nowhere else.
There's some other good sites, whatever. There's some
there's
people
loads
that
of places.
Yeah, there's
Just
plenty of
Google it.
places. Yeah, look for
Yeah,
them
you'll
up.
get much
Are there?
better.
Oh, sure.
We don't go to any of them. We just make it all up.
I like
exactly.
I like Realm Maintenance a lot. Ro's doing a great job over there. I like there's plenty of good content. It no longer mean when I say the World of Warcraft show, so you don't have to. It no longer means what you think it means. Now it's just tradition.
That was just a thing.
So go check out all these other guys too. There's plenty of good content for everyone, and the Diablo show this weekend as well. So watch for that. Frogpants.com for the rest.
Now.
Oh, you can do that. That'll be fun for you.
Yeah.
I would
What
like.
deck are you playing? Still Murlocs?
Still Murloc.
Oh,
So
he's
the
such a
problem is like,
bastard.
but the thing is, honestly, like there's like people are playing like Miracle Rogue and Like they're doing this shaman control deck, which is really good. But Murloc is still like, I still win like 85% of matches. You know, it just kind of feels like, yeah, I've trimmed it a lot, and I've got rid of like some other warlocky stuff and just got a few more kind of generic neutrals. And it's doing really well. I'm still doing really well. And ultimately, obviously, I once I get past rank 20, I don't care anymore because I've got my new card back and all is right with the world.
This is why you're winning 85% of the time. Because, try playing that deck at rank 5. And
I will.
Yeah. Because at rank 5, you'll just get destroyed with that deck. You should try out the Paladin aggro deck, though. That's a quite fun deck.
Is it good?
Paladin aggro,
Is it running zoo style stuff?
Not
everyone
quite.
talks about like the zoo. Just having a load of guys out.
Yeah, but the zoo is actually
I've got a mountain giant in my sea giant, even my Murloc deck now. Because if it does get to turn 8 and things have gone bad, I'm good really. Or we turn 6.
Well, you can usually play it pretty early because you have so many creatures out. Yeah. No, but the Paladin one, you also have things like Equality and Consecrate, so you can clear the board because sometimes you run out of steam, and then you can just clear the board, and then you're good to go again. So.
And then you use was it Divine Plea? What's the one when you get all the cards?
Divine Favor, yeah. So you fill your hand back up. Yeah.
So then you're just like, boom, bring it, bro.
This is some.
I have to try it. Where can I find good cards and card information?
amove.tv/TAC.
TAC.
Yeah. Lots up there. I'm actually going to be writing some articles for Hearthhead too, which will detail a lot of these.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
we'll make sure to bring that up on here. That's great.
I'm currently finding an opponent, and it's the cancel button's disappeared, and it's just spinning.
Oh, that's been weird like that for a while.
That's not good. That's not good.
Will it find someone? I don't know.
Go play Dungeon-Lot. You'll be fine.
Just keep waiting.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us, everybody. Thank you all for being here. If you'd like to know more about what's going on around here, go to frogpants.com. Lots of great shows, lots of good stuff. Check out our site, which is
Spectacular, all sold out.
Yes, we are out of we are technically out of tickets, although there may be 1 or 2 stragglers because sometimes last minute someone can't come or something. But right now the tickets are sold. Boom!
I was tweeted that I'm on one of the teams for the thing.
You are.
Is that true?
You'll be getting an email soon with details, but you are on one of the All-Star teams. So we have like 4 teams this year.
Can I do the video thing that Patrick has done before? Where you do like, I'm live and I'm here to read you the rules.
You might get
as funny as he was.
You might get an email from.
So who do I have to talk to?
Brian Emmett will get you an email.
It's his anniversary today.
It is. He's 22 years married, man.
That's amazing. Well done.
Yeah, good job. I'll be that in August or September, I guess. Oh
wow!
Is it August?
There you go.
No, September. Yeah. I better get that figured out real quick.
Edit that out of the show.
Yeah. I'm really. It's gonna be great. Your team's good too, by the way. So we're all good here. We're all gonna nail it. I feel best about my team, but that's me.
Really?
I'm biased.
Who's on your team?
It's me. It's Justin Robert Young, and it's Patrick Beja from France.
Wow,
you only got French stuff.
Yeah,
you've got a good mix.
Yeah, one of the things was going to be name this movie that is a French remake of an American. No.
Oh no!
But we're not now. That's being taken out.
Why is that being taken out?
Because it's not fair. It's not fair.
Yeah, so it's not about being fair. It's about being funny.
Translate this phrase into French.
He'll come up with a better. He'll come up with some replacement. It'll be fine. But yeah, I'll bet you anything. Ibbott's getting in touch with you, Terpster, on something to that effect. But you didn't hear it here, people. We want it to be a surprise. So you didn't hear it here. It will be a
surprise, and I will obviously be dialing in live.
Yeah, of course.
Where I say, what I really hope happens, and this sounds horrible, but I hope I die before it happens, just so that everyone's like, it's just really awkward. And everyone's like, this isn't even funny. He's saying that he's live.
It'll really damper everything.
Yeah. This is horrible. Why are they playing this?
You might. That would. If any of you, like any of the Frog Pants inner circle, like passed away before an event like this, it'd be devastating. Like
terrible.
Everybody would feel terrible because everybody's into everybody, and it would be just like, all right, I want to be all funny now.
So funny. It'd be so funny if I was just up there going like, oh yeah, I'm live, and they're like, he isn't even alive, let alone live. This is horrible.
That's not hope for this to happen, even though it's kind of funny now you're telling me this. All right, that's it. We're done. That's it. Twitter, Instant Show, Scott Johnson, Willie Dills, _T. We'll see you guys next week for a brand new show. Until then, take care.
Bye.
Well done, everyone.
Well done.
Well done.
On these fully functional battles.
Now, in our moment of triumph.
Well, that's longer than we will against that podcast.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited about these Star Wars movies. I really am. I feel like a kid. I'm trying not to be a cynical internet guy. I'm trying to be excited, and I am.
So there's some Star Wars role-playing games that some of the guys at the office are trying to kind of push around and try and see if they can get enough of us to play some Star Wars role-playing. So
you gonna do it?
Yeah,
Horde side.
Yeah, I want to. I'm all about a bit of role-playing. You know me.
Yeah. Is this like a tabletop kind of thing or what?
Yeah, it's like a Dungeons and Dragons style.
Oh.
Just like I don't know.
That sounds
you
like
just
fun.
all have quests and you've got charisma and all of these different things. And I just want to see, like, can I be the Emperor?
That sounds like a good time, dude.
No, but I just think it'd be brilliant just to have like a taser and role play the Emperor, just tasing people all the time. That'd be amazing.
That sounds brilliant. Why not? That sounds great to me.
Why not? Why not?
All right, well, have a great day, everybody.
Yes.
Fantastic. We'll do. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thanks, everybody. Bye, everyone.
Farewell.
Farewell.